Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9 GCR. I'm located in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL in your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency of the straight 195 suplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. Also, this is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. The first Friday Night Fun Net is the new month of June. Mike, K9MED, Don Rochelle is live streaming this net on the internet, and he's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Those of you who are listening on the internet and wish to check in the internet like you usually do, and Mike, K9MED, will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, if you're out in the sticks, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions, you're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access. You can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. That's area code 815-232-FN. 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio if all possible. Okay, I had one early bird check tonight. That's Norm, K9RGG. He's got to go to bed early. Got some going on participating in Rock County tomorrow. So thank him. I thank him for Norm for checking in. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time on mobile stations. If you can't stay for the net, you got family time, or you rather concentrate, you're driving, and you're just passing through. We'll take your short time on mobile stations. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. And after that, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois, and then we'll take a general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, say whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or hamfests. We're going to do our regular features. We're going to do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is where you get to ask if you have any technical questions or you have a problem with your power supply or amplifier. What kind of antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, DMR, FT8, or what have you. Let me reset. Okay, if you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Then next, after that, we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? If you did, we sure would love to hear about them. Then we'll have our swap net. Yeah, anybody happens to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, please feel free to advertise what you want to sell, and hopefully you'll get some buyers. So let's see. The topic for tonight, I'm sure many of you have got your gardens planted. You got your vegetable gardens. What kind of vegetables are you planting on your garden? And I got a couple books here. Let's see. I can get it out of the way. All right. Here's one I got: vegetable gardening in Illinois. We'll look through some of the different plants and I read some information that you might find useful. Okay. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time remote stations who want to check in? Please call now.
W9JTC checking in short time. Have a great net, Jimmy.
Okay, hold on there. W9JTC, Jamie, I got you checked in short time. Sundry, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Scott, K9YI, I believe that was you, but you're not making the repeater. If you would go to try simplex, I believe that was you, though. Okay, Scott, we got you checked in. By the way, I only had one person inquire about the net this past Sunday. I told him there was no net. Other than that, there was no other traffic on 110 this Sunday night. So, okay. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you on the Sunday night on the Green County Areas net. Thanks for checking in. Do we have any more short-time remote stations you want to check in? Please call now.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. Short time, no traffic.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Short time, no traffic.
GG, Rockford, Illinois, no traffic. Short time, no traffic.
Okay, stand by. I had two stations doubling and I couldn't copy any of this. 89VU, Mike and Janesville, I got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening rag net. There were two other stations trying to check in. The other stations, let's come back, please.
K9ICH, Robert in Rockford. Short time, no traffic.
Let's do that again. K9ICH, Robert got you checked in. Your audio's down a little bit, but I'm still able to copy you. Southern, you have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday night fun net. There was another short time station. Another station, come back, please.
K9SPJ, Scott in Rockford. We're over the short time, Jimmy. You have yourself a good night.
K9SPJ, Scott in Rockford. I got you checked in, 7-3, have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday night fun net. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
November 9, Yankee Hotel Whiskey. Name here is Joe. Checking in short time.
Okay, Joe, was that call November 9, Yankee Hotel Whiskey?
QSL.
Okay, Joe, thanks for checking in. I want to make sure that call was correct. Thanks for checking in, 7-3. Have a good evening. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KC9 CFL checking in, no traffic.
KC9 CFL, Mike and Rockland got you checked in. Mike, I haven't heard you in a while. 7-3, you have a good evening, and thanks for checking in. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KC9 QPO, Paul Lowsburg, short time, no traffic.
KC9 QPL, Paul and Los Farmers got you checked in. Paul, you have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, we've had 9 short-time stations that check in. Okay, thanks to those stations for checking in. We will now move to general check-ins. At this time, I'll take any check-ins from Northern Illinois who wish to check in the Friday night fun net. Please call now.
N9EGF, November 9 Echo, Golf Foxtrot.
Good evening, Jimmy. Kevin here in Roscoe, and I have a short piece of traffic to pass.
Okay, N9EGF. Okay, I've got you checked in. Do you want to give your traffic now, or would you rather wait? It's up to you.
I can wait, Jimmy. Just make a go around, take some more check-ins, and I'll come back when you're ready.
Okay, sounds good, Kevin. We'll get you checked in. I heard you on the on Chad's net last night. I had a good signal there. Okay, we'll get back to you in a few minutes with your traffic. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois who'd like to check the Friday night fun net? Please go now.
KD9YBG, no traffic.
KD9YBG, Dale, southeast of Rockford. I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
W3MBX, Manton, Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, I got two more stations checked in. W3MBX, man, Rockford, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle, who's live streaming this net on the internet and recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. I got you checked in, Mike. We'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Good evening, Jimmy. This is November 9, Oscar Echo Golf, Chris in South Beloit. I have no traffic.
N9OEG, Chris in South Beloit. Okay, Chris, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, well, we got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now. Well, we did have, let's see, Norm K9RFD checked in this early bird check-in. So, okay, it's Friday night fish right night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern, eat their catfish, buffalo carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, and bluegill, and what have you. You know, those of you in the Milwaukee area, you eat your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, you cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay. At this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, Carrie and Rockford.
KD9MED, Carrie and Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX. Okay, I've got you checked in, Carrie. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX report and later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, there being no further check-ins at this time, we'll move on to the traffic portion. We'll get more check-ins later on as the net moves on, the night moves on. N9EGF, Kevin and Roscoe, you did have traffic. Go ahead with your traffic, please.
Thanks, Jimmy. KC9GCR, this is N9EGF. I just wanted to pass some traffic. Another ham. His name is John, KD9CB, who was at the little swap fest that was a couple of weeks ago there at the YMCA Park. He sent me a message today through a Facebook post on the Rah-Rah page, and he's looking for some ladder line. Apparently his HF antenna broke, or he's down, and he seems to remember somebody having some ladder line for sale at that event. So anyway, he's tied up with his young kids, I think, tonight. But anyway, I said I would throw it out here, just in case anybody knows the story on that, or has access, or has a batch of ladder line laying around. I'm not sure what he's looking for, but I don't have a phone number, but perhaps you could reach out to him. His got an email on QRZ, and his call again is Alpha Delta 9, and it's CB, so it's Charlie Bravo, Alpha Delta 9 Charlie Bravo. That's what I got there, Jimmy. That's all I wanted to pass. Thanks a bunch, and we'll talk to you later. N9EGF.
Okay, not being familiar with computers or anything like that, since I don't know how to operate one, I don't have one. Is 89, is that a .com or .net or what is it?
That's his call. It's AD9CB. That's his ham call. And if you look him up on QRZ.com, I think he's got his email address there. So if somebody has that or wants to reach out, you could check him. I'm not sure what his email address is, but he just said he's good on QRZ.com, so you can look him up there, and that should have his email address. If anybody has some ladder line, or maybe has a spool for sale, well, I didn't see it, but he just mentioned it. Anyway, that's what I got there, Jimmy. Thank you very much, sir. We'll talk to you a little bit later at N9EGF.
Break.
Okay, you stand by, Kevin might have some information there. Go ahead, Break.
This is KD9MED. The fellow who had the ladder line was Jimmy, KC9GOL. What I'll do right now is I will forward AD9CB's email address to Jimmy's email address and let him know that the guy wants the ladder line. KD9MED.
Okay, thanks a bunch, Kerry. N9EGF. Back to you, Jimmy.
Yeah, see, this is what happens on the Friday Night Fun. That you ask questions, you get answers. No, we're not Radio Shack. This is the Friday Night Fun Net. So, Kerry, thank you very much for providing that information. We'll just see what happens. But this is great. So, okay, sounds good. Kevin and Kerry, thanks very much. Kevin, we'll get back to you in a few minutes. Okay, and thanks to both of you for checking in. Is there any more? All right. Does any other station have a traffic for the net? Please go ahead. Okay, I do have traffic. Tomorrow afternoon, State Line Amps Radio Club here in Freeport will be holding a BE testing session tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you want more information, contact Tony, K9RFD. He's our EC here in Stevenson County. Again, BE testing session will take place tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you want more information, contact Tony, K9RFD, our EC. Dale, KD9YBG, came on April 1st, 2 months ago, took the test. He's the only one who showed up, and he passed. And that's the rest is history, as they say. And also, don't forget the Starved Rock Ham Fest this coming Sunday, June the 3rd at the Mendota Fairgrounds. I'm sure we'll hear more information about that as the net goes on. Okay, before we proceed, Are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, now let's go ahead with the Friday night fun net tech corner. This is our tech net portion, if you will, and this is where you get a chance. If anybody has any technical questions, they're free to bring before this net. So, are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Let's see. Oh yeah. Base, mobile, all mode, FT8, APRS, or what have you. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, there'll be no technical questions. We'll move on to the Friday Night Fun at DX Corner. This is where anybody who's made any DX contacts this week, you're free to share them. Okay. Does anybody have any DX contacts they'd like to pass along? Anybody have any DX reports?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on HF for a little less than 4 hours this week. I made 24 contacts, 6 countries. 6 meter season has begun, and I made 7 contacts, new contacts on 6 meters, and they were all in the northeastern United States or southeastern Canada for some reason, all concentrated there. A brief reset. The phenomenon that allows 6 meter skip is called sporadic E, and it's seasonal. And it also affects other bands. It affects broadcast FM. And I did notice this week, I was driving to Chicago on Wednesday, and an otherwise strong station in the Chicago area was getting interference from another station, and I think that might have been a sporadic E skip phenomenon. Brief reset. Let's see. Other than that, I did have a contact with ZL4AS on 15 meters. He's in Balclutha, New Zealand, which is way down the southern tip of New Zealand. And that's about 8,700 miles away. They were going to change the name of New Zealand to Araroa, something like that, but I guess it hasn't kicked in yet. So stand by for that. Brief reset. I also had a contact with YE8RP on 17 meters. A fellow named Rustianto. His photo on QRZ, he looks like some kind of high-ranking military officer. He's got a lot of salad on his uniform and stuff. He's on the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia, up near the northern part of that. And Jimmy, brief reset. I'll bet you remember what they used to call Sulawesi when we were kids. So, over to you, KD9MED.
K9G Shy, sell a breeze.
I knew you'd know that. I didn't know it until I looked it up. Anyway, he's 8,900 miles away, and he looks like you know, like if you have trouble getting through customs in Indonesia, it looks like his office is the place that they take you. He just looks really, really scary to me. Y-E-8-R-P, take a look at his QRZ page. All right, well, that's it for me. Thanks a lot, guys. KD9MED.
You're welcome, Kerry, and thank you for that excellent DX report that you always give us every Friday night. Okay. I'll believe it when I see that about changing the name of New Zealand. I know several African countries used to change their... You remember, well, we're old enough to remember the old Belgian Congo. Became the Republic of the Congo, and years later became the Zaire, then it switched back to its original name, the Congo. Let's see, Benin used to be Dahomey, and go on to, see, Burkina Faso used to be Upper Volta. Oh boy, go figure. Okay, thanks for your DX report, Kerry. Does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay, well now we'll go ahead with the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies of RAM trading or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. May mention prices over the air, but any angling should be done either take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? Hey, Richard, N9ZO. Good hearing from you, bud. What's going on with you? What do you got?
Well, Jimmy, I got some LMR 400 flex cable, black. It's got a 1-inch bend, and I also got some LMR 400, a little more stiff with a white jacket on it. It's good for only 10 through 40 meters. If anybody's interested, they can call me at area code 815-547-8686. That's 547-8686. And 9ZO back to that.
Richard, thank you very much for that swap net traffic. Richard, N9ZO has for sale LMR 400 flex cable, and got some other cable too. It works for 10 to 40 meters. You can contact them at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686. Does anybody have any questions for Richard reference this cable? Okay, Richard. Hey, thanks for checking in and bringing that swap net traffic. We sure appreciate it. Stick around. I'm gonna ask the question. Are you? By the way, Richard, are you having a vegetable garden this year, or don't you plant garden?
Jimmy, this is way too much work. You can go to the store and buy it cheaper. You don't have to worry about the rabbits and the deer eating it all or people stealing it. So I just go to the store and buy it. It's a whole lot faster and easier and cheaper.
I hear you, Richard. Okay, yeah, we used to have a big vegetable garden when we lived in the ride-out. Mom and Dad used to plant all different kinds of vegetables and what have you there. So that's the question I'll be asking later in a few minutes here. Richard, thanks for checking in and bringing that traffic. Also, how did you get rid of those tickets there for that Hamfest there?
I think we got rid of about 6 of them. So, like I say, that's not too bad.
That's good. Okay, Richard. Hey, thanks for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net, and we'll talk to you down the log. Okay. Are there any more, does any other station have any swap net traffic they'd like to pass along? Oh, I'm trying to get my papers straightened out here. So, okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Kevin, N9EGF. We might count your traffic as swap net traffic too, but I hope, we'll see what happens. Are you having a vegetable garden? Did you plant any vegetables this year?
Jimmy, no, I did not. My yard is pretty shaded. I've got just a couple of things, like I think one jalapeno pepper plant and maybe one tomato plant in a pot. But I have to kind of move it around so that the sun kisses it throughout the day. But so I don't really have a big spot to plant a garden that gets enough sun. So therefore, I don't plant one. So that's my story, and I'll just stick to that, buddy. N9EGF.
Okay, hey, sounds good there, Kevin. Well, I don't know who was planting garden, who was not. That's why I always ask this question every year. So okay, that sounds good. So we'll see. Thanks for checking in there, Kevin. KD9YBG, Dale, did you plant a vegetable garden this year, or are you not into that stuff?
KD9YBG, yeah, I plant a garden. I got root vegetables and some cucumbers and some leafy greens. I like to grow my own stuff because, yeah, you can buy stuff in the store, but you don't know what kind of chemicals they spray on that stuff. And my stuff's organic, and that's the way I like it. KD9YBG, back to net.
Yes, and you never know if we get the prolonged drought, especially not only here but in other parts of the country. Prices may go sky high. Well, that's what I mean. Sometimes I think you're better off to go buy your own seeds, plant your own garden, and you don't have to worry about rain. You can use your garden hose or your sprinkler. You can water your plants that way too. So, but my mom and dad did that for many years, and the food, they were always good. That's for sure. Okay, Dale. Thanks for checking in. Have a good evening. W9AXD, Matt. Did you plant a vegetable garden this year?
KC9GCR, W3MBX, I did not, and I have not in years. Just really don't have time for it, frankly. KC9GCR, W3MBX, I think I lost the repeater.
Uh-oh, I bet you I know what happened. When the ID went off, when the ID quit identifying, the repeater went dead. That's what happens. Okay, you were saying you don't have time for the plant garden, or you got so many different stuff going on. I hear you, but that's the way it goes. You got so many different things going on. What stuff you want to do, you don't have time to do it. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, roger that. Love to, but maybe one of these days when I retire, maybe 100 years from now, I'll have a chance to do it. Back to net.
Okay. Sounds good. Matt, okay, 7-3, have a good evening, thanks for checking in. Mike, KD9MED, I don't know if you planned a vegetable garden or not, just out of curiosity, did you this year? Okay, sounds good. Well, hopefully you get started, get something going down a few years down the road. Okay, Matt, Mike, thanks for checking in. Let me know if we get an internet check-in. So, okay, Chris, N9OEG in South Beloit, did you plant a vegetable garden this year?
N9OEG, no I didn't. I have kind of a shady yard, and then on top of that, I work from home, so I spend pretty much my whole day inside, so I really don't have the time to play with the garden, but I do like fresh vegetables, and so I will buy them on the side of the road or, of course, the grocery store, but yeah, I don't have a green thumb for the vegetables in the garden. N9OEG back to net control.
Okay, Chris. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Carrie, KD9MED, did you plant a vegetable garden this year?
This is KD9MED. Oh no, Jimmy, I didn't. I've got a black thumb. I'm not much of a gardener. I've got a nice 50 by 150 lot. I've got lots of room to put in a garden if I ever needed to, but that would be pretty dire circumstances if that were to happen. I'm kept busy enough with mowing the lawn and trimming out all the weedy trees that pop up around here, and that's plenty for me. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, I understand. Some people have it, some don't. My mom and dad used to plant garden. We had a big garden just in the back of our house here in Rydot. It took up almost the whole backyard. And we had turnips, onions, carrots. There was even had rhubarb come up. And we even had 2 rows of sweet corn planted, but every time the wind, we had a big windstorm, it knocked down the sweet corn. Mom and Dad said, well, we're not doing that again. So we had carrots, onions, tomatoes, turnips, lettuce, cabbage, or what have you. And I'll tell you what, nothing wrong with when Dad got that roller tiller out and it tilled the ground, and we was out planting crops, picking tomatoes. He'd have, and I'm not kidding you folks, he'd have a can of beer in his hand, he'd be drinking it, he'd be in his glory. And that was his pride and joy. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Well, we heard from Richard N9ZO, and that concludes my list. We have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net. If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turn your radio on, come home, turn your radio on. You've been calling me in the mail for the last hour and, about 38, 39 minutes. This is your chance of checking the Friday Night Fun Net for anywhere in the region without traffic. Please call K9GCR.
KC9GCR, this is W9KLG.
W9KLG, good evening, Kevin. What's going on with you? Did you plant a vegetable garden this year?
No, I didn't plant a vegetable garden this year. I got a little bit late into it, I believe. I don't know if my brother's going to do it or not. He might, but not so much going on with me. Got the mobile installed in here last week, and in my Jeep on my way to work right now. W9KLG will be back to net.
Sounds good, Kevin. Hey, Drive safe at the work. Thanks for checking in. Don't work too hard. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, one moment, please. I have in front of me a book, Vegetable Gardening for Illinois. I picked it up at the Voices bookstore a while back. This is all about planting the garden. There's a lot of good information and stuff about that. I'm gonna see what I can find here, and I'll definitely read it. Okay. Preparing the garden and planting the garden. Let's see. I'll find something here. It's a very interesting book. I don't know who puts it out there, but oh boy, I'll find it. Okay, I'm trying to find some in here about the all right. Here's some here about cucumbers. All right. Cucumber is a tender, warm season vegetable that produces well in Illinois gardens when given proper care. The vines of standard varieties grow rapidly and require substantial space. Through the use of vertical training methods and new dwarf varieties, however, cucumbers may now be grown even in small gardens for slicing, salad, and pickling. That's okay. One moment, please. Here's what we were really looking for. Let me reset. Okay. All right. Sweet corn. Sweet corn is a warm season vegetable that can be easily grown in any garden with sufficient space. It's especially popular with home gardeners because it tastes appreciably better when it is harvested fresh from the garden. Boy, ain't that the truth. Successive plantings will yield a continuous harvest. Sweet corn may be divided into three distinct types according to a genetic background: standard, extra sweet, and synergistic, whatever that is. This is K9G starting Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Robert. Okay, let's find it. All right. Standard sweet corn varieties contain a sugary gene that is responsible for the sweetness and creamy texture of the kernels. Extra sweet varieties contain a special gene that makes the kernels sweeter than those of the standard varieties. Sugar is also converted to a starch more slowly, preserving sweetness for a longer time. The kernels of the extra sweet varieties have a crispy texture and contain low amounts of the water soluble polysaccharides that impart the creamy texture to other sweet corn varieties. Although this lack of creamy texture is not especially noticeable in fresh corn on the cob, it affects the equality of frozen and CAN cord. The synergistic sweet varieties, 7.5% normal sugary kernels and approximately 25% extra sweet kernels, contain multiple genes and combinations that impart both creamy texture and increased sweetness. The sugar content is not as high, however, as that of the extra sweet varieties. It goes on and on there, but I'm not going to take any more time about that. Do we have any more stations while checking the Friday night fun then? Please go now.
Kilo Charlie 9, Golf Oscar Lima, Jimmy in Rockford.
KC9GOL, Jimmy in Rockford. Thanks for checking in. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a lot, Jimmy. Just trying to get some equipment together for the Ham Fest this weekend down at Mendota, and trying to hide from, as I like to call it, the Jimmy Freeport weather that's outside. Yes, the weather now has a name, Jimmy. So, other than that, nothing else is going on. Turn it back over to you.
That's okay, Jimmy. Sounds good. Did you get that message from Carrie, K9MED?
I'm sorry, I don't know what message you're talking about.
Okay, he sent you a message. Okay, now, John, 89CB, is looking, he was at the swap meeting social. He is looking for, let's see, what is it, ladder wire or whatever it is?
Well, I had both open ladder and I had, excuse me, I had what I call closed ladder or covered ladder there at the thing, at the swap meet, and nobody took a hit on it.
N9EGF.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is Kevin, N9EGF. One of the guys that was at the Ham Fest, or not the Ham Fest, that Swap Fest the other day, his name is John, KD9MED, and he sent me a message on through Facebook, through the Rah-Rah page on Facebook, asking about ladder line. He said that he had he saw some of it at the get-together, and sat on his fingers, didn't get it, and then subsequently apparently his antenna died, and he wondered if I knew who it was. I did not, so I put it out there on the net tonight, and then Kerry said that you were the one that had the ladder line. So this is third party roundabout through the woods over to Grandma's house kind of a message, but John is looking for it, and I said that perhaps you could reach out to him if you still have it through his email address on QRZ. I don't have his email right in front of me. I could probably look it up if you need it, but I'm assuming you have QRZ. His call again, Jimmy, is AD9 Alpha Delta 9 CB, Charlie Bravo. Over.
Well, yes, I have the open line. I do not have the covered left. And no, I do not use the internet call book or such. And I can't get into it because I can't remember my old access. And well, let's put it this way. we've had a hard time trying to prove that I worked for who I worked for and what my emails had been and things like that before, addresses had been. So, if John's listening, if you know how to get a hold of him, tell you what, tell him 779-537-2233. 779-537-2233. And if he wants to get a hold of me, that's the way to do it. Probably texting that number is probably a better thing to do to get a hold of me. So there you guys go. KC9GOL, back to the group.
Okay, Jimmy, I got the number. I will pass that information on to him, and you may be hearing from the man. Thanks a bunch, buddy. I appreciate it. Back to you, Jimmy, KC9GCR N9EGF.
What did I tell you, folks? Anything you want to advertise on the Friday Night Fun Net, or what you're looking for stuff, you usually 9 times out of 10 you usually get it. This is what's great about this net. Kevin and Jimmy, thank you very much there. So okay, and Jimmy, I'll get to that. I got the this month, last month's Ham Rag magazine. I'll read that article about the Starved Rock Ham Fest. Good luck. I hope everything works well with you down there.
Well, I tell you, since it went up to Mendota, it's been a good ham fest to me. As the joke goes, 2 years in a row, they had brats in the morning for breakfast, and that makes it a great ham fest. But I won grand prize 1 year, and the second year I sold everything. I got there at 6 o'clock in the morning, sat up, and by 7:30 I had sold everything I had loaded in my truck. Everything.
Well, congratulations, Jimmy. That was great. That was wonderful. So hopefully you do good this coming Sunday. I almost said Friday night. Whoever heard of a ham fest on Friday night? Okay. Thanks for checking in there, Jimmy, and hopefully you'll make a contact with John to see about that, getting that ladder wire tipped. Okay. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9EPZ.
KD9EPZ. Good evening, Al. I know we're talking about vegetable gardens. I know you probably haven't planted one in years. But what was when you used to plant a garden, what did you use to plant in your garden?
Tomatoes, bell peppers, and asparagus.
Asparagus, we used to have that in our garden too. Nothing wrong with that. That's definitely great. That was great.
I can't have a garden here, I'm afraid. I did have a container. I was doing a container garden on my deck in the summer, but then the new owners took over and said the only thing that's allowed on your deck is your lawn furniture and a barbecue grill. So that got rid of the garden.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That is a shame. I don't know. I don't know what is the matter with your landlord. He won't let you put up any kind of an antenna. Now he took away your garden. That's ridiculous. Too bad you don't have enough money to hire a good attorney you can take him to court. That's all there is to it. So, okay. Thanks for checking in there, Al. Hey, by the way, I heard Night Watch last night. I was able to get in and check in, but that was it. Taylor, who was net control, said, "Was that you, Jim?" I said, "I went back to him a couple of times. I guess that's when the band went dead.
I know something's been going on at UHF. I can't get channel 13 or channel 35 right now. Started like Wednesday night. I lost those 2 channels. So I can figure something changed with the conditions, or somebody planted a bunch of trees in line with me. But yeah, I lost 2 of my TV stations. So maybe I would have raised the antenna up higher when we get the guys over here to fix the antenna and fix my mast. Maybe we can move the TV antenna up higher.
Okay, so channel 35, what channel is that?
Heroes and Icons.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Okay, Alf, hey, thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun, then please go now. Okay, at this time, we're gonna do Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. Of course, again, let me mention, State Line Amateur Radio Club will be holding a VE testing session tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you want more information, contact Tony K9RFD Repeater here in Stevens County. He's also the president of the State Line Amateur Radio Club. And I know there are probably some of you are listening, are planning to, or studying for your first license, going to get your, hopefully you take the test, hopefully you'll pass. So, okay. First question. What is the grace period for renewal if an amateur license expires? A, 2 years. B, 3 years. C, 5 years. D, 10 years. What is the grace period for renewal if an amateur license expires? A, 2 years. B, 3 years. C, 5 years. D, 10 years. Anybody correct to answer this question?
GOL, and I'm going to go with the 2 year.
You are correct, Jimmy. You are correct. Now I lost it here. Okay. What is the grace period for renewal of an amateur license expires? Correct answer is A, Alpha, 2 years. All right. Okay. All right. I'll read the next question here. How soon after passing the examination for your first amateur radio license may you transmit on the amateur radio bands? A, immediately on receiving your certificate of successful completion of examination, CSCE. B, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears on the ARRL website. C, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears in the FCC's license database. D, as soon as you receive your license in the mail from the FCC. How soon after passing the examination for your first amateur radio license may you transmit on the amateur radio bands? A, immediately upon receiving your certificate of successful completion of examination, CSCE. B, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears on the ARRL website. C, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears in the FCC's license database. D, as soon as you receive your license in the mail from the FCC. Anybody correct to answer this question?
WX9RLT.
WX9RLD, Ricky, go ahead.
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody out there. It's probably the one question I cannot get wrong, and it would be C. Charlie.
You are correct, Ricky. You are correct. How soon after passing the examination for your first amateur radio license may you transmit on the amateur radio bands? Correct answer, C. Charlie. As soon as your operator/station license grant appears in the FCC's license database. Okay, Ricky, let me check you in. We're talking about vegetable gardens. I'm asking a question. Did you plant any vegetables this year?
Oh, you didn't have to stop the quiz there, but long story short, good to hear everybody out there. And yeah, you don't want me gardening. So if I gardened, yeah, you don't want to know the results. So yeah, so the answer would be no. So hopefully a lot of people out there do have a green thumb. So my green thumb is just not so green. Back to you, Jimmy, WX9RLD.
You'll be surprised if I tell you this, but most people said no, they did not plant a garden this year.
That kind of sucks, but you know they're probably in the same position. You know, I don't know how to, so never even really tried. So I'm sure probably that has a lot to do with it. So I'm sure if I got out there and did it, and put the effort into it, I probably could. But yeah, it kind of sucks because the guy a couple doors down, they do some gardening. And it's kind of cool to watch and see things grow and whatnot. So, but hopefully that answer will change and more people will start gardening. Back to you, Jimmy, WX9RLD.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Ricky. Yeah, getting back to that last question there. I took my test on Wednesday, May 12th, 2004. It was my technician's license. I only missed 2 questions. 1 week later, I got a phone call from the late Marv Clem. He was a VEC here in the Stevenson County. He had told me that my license had gone through. He gave me my call sign, K9GCR. Very first contact I made with the late great Russ Love, N9LFS in Cedarville. And then the second contact was Ruben, K9OLF. Then on the May 24th, my license came in the mail. So that's about it. Yeah, and that reminds me, sometime next year, it'll be time for me to renew. So I gotta get to that sometime next year. Okay, Ricky. Thanks for checking in. Let's move on to the next question. What's going on here? Here we go. All right. Okay. Which of the following is the characteristic of good traffic handling? A. Passing messages exactly as received. B. Making decisions as to whether messages are worthy of relay or delivery. C. Ensuring that any newsworthy messages are relayed to the news media. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following is a characteristic of good traffic handling? Standby hotline. KC9DDF, John and Elton, I'm just able to copy you. So, okay, so, Like I said, I'm just able to copy. I'll go ahead and put you down.
Yeah, we're out west of the highest point. Well, we give it a try. Hey, thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Jimmy. We'll listen a lot.
Okay, John, I can just barely understand what you're saying, but I've got you checked in. 7-3, you have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Did you hear that telephone ring, folks? That's a real telephone ring, folks. Not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Now, oh boy. I'll have to find out the all right. Okay, I'll read this. I'm going to read. Good thing I have a book marker in here. I'll read this question again. Which of the following is a characteristic of good traffic handling? A. Passing messages exactly as received. B. Making decisions as to whether messages are worthy of relay or delivery. C. Ensuring that any newsworthy messages are relayed to the news media. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following is a characteristic of good traffic handling? A. Passing messages exactly as received. B. Making decisions as to whether messages are worthy of relay or delivery. C. Ensuring that any newsworthy messages are relayed to the news media. D. All these choices are correct. Does anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Well, I'll jump in there, W9AXD.
Repeat that again, Ricky. I had my volume turned down. Say again.
Oh, I didn't hear nobody jumping in there, so I thought I'd just jump in there.
Okay, what do you got for us? What's the answer?
Well, I'm going to catch a lot of heck if I get this one wrong, but it'd be D Delta.
Well, be prepared to catch a lot of heck because that's not correct.
Oh, this is going to be a fun week then. Back to you, Jimmy, WX9RLT.
Okay, sounds good, Ricky. Well, thanks for trying anyway. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Repeat the question, Jimmy. W9AXD.
Okay, Chad. Then, which of the following is a characteristic of good traffic handling? A. Passing messages exactly as received. B. Making decisions as to whether the messages are worthy of relay or delivery. C. Ensuring that any newsworthy messages are relayed to the news media. D. All these choices are correct.
Alpha.
You are correct, Chad. You are correct. Which of the following is a characteristic of good traffic handling? Correct answer is A alpha, passing messages exactly as received. The most important job for traffic handlers during emergency and disaster net operations is the ability to accurately relay or pass messages exactly as written, spoken, or received. Ham Radio License Manual, page 6-17. Okay, Chad, let me check you in the net there. So we're that's questions tonight. Because I talked about this on your net last night. What are you planting any vegetable gardens this year? What do you say?
Not vegetable gardens per se, but we are going to plant. We did today. Erica planted a dwarf lilac bush, and we have another one, big one to plant. Probably tomorrow. And then we have 2 butterfly bushes. And that's for starters. And we're going to get some other perennials and other flowers we're going to plant around the yard. And today, and it's kind of tough for me to do this, but I still did as much as I could physically do. You have a big 3-yard pile, 3 yards of loose topsoil that got delivered today along with the bushes. And we were taking little wagons full of dirt
over to our deck that we built last summer and filling in some holes and some 4x4s where they went in the ground that kind of sunk in. The holes there, fill those up. So it's a little bit of a challenge for me because my balance is horrible. Feels like I'm going to fall over every time I pick up a shovel full of dirt. But hey, I did it. And you got a little bit done. You have a lot to go yet. But hey, if I do that 4 or 5 more, 6 times, I think I might, that might help me out. So that's kind of a long answer, Jimmy, but no vegetable garden this year, probably next year. The other owners of this house didn't really do too much of anything around here, so we're making it better property. Go ahead, Jimmy. W9AXD.
Okay, sounds good. Well, good luck in whatever you're getting into about that, and hopefully you will plant a vegetable garden next year. Hey, you might want to tell us about your net last night. You had a pretty good turnout last night.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. There were 6 of us on there. Well, one honorary check was Jimmy, but then he showed up after the other net. So let me see if I can remember this. Just not looking at my list. There was Tom from Milton, Carl from Janesville, Brian, K9DAK from Janesville, and of course you, Jimmy, and then Kevin from Roscoe. So it was like, I guess maybe 7 of us. No, 6, 7, I don't know. I'm losing count. I'm too tired tonight. But it was about 6 or 7 check-ins, to say the least. So it was definitely a good turnout and a lot of fun. So that's what we did. And again, that net is every Thursday at 7 p.m. on 146.400 simplex. And again, every Thursday. So if it keeps going like it did yesterday, we'll keep going it throughout the summer. So yeah, go ahead, W9AXD.
That's great, Chad. Thank you for doing that every Thursday night. Of course, well, I know for me, we got 2 different. Well, of course, we got the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net on this repeater at 7 o'clock. After that, I do the Thursday evening health and tech net. So sometimes I can get in, other times I can't. But in the early days of the Friday Night Fun Day, when it was in its infancy there, our chickens weren't nothing to write home about either. So that's the way it goes. So hopefully word gets around. When word gets around, you'll probably get a lot more check-ins on Thursday nights.
Probably won't get as many as your net because it's not a repeater, and simplex only goes so far. But yeah, hopefully. Thanks for the encouragement, Jimmy. I do appreciate that. And I was going to say something else now, but I don't remember. Oh, Erica's been pestering me about this for a while, about changing the net to 8. I guess I'll ask, you, because nobody checks in really from this net, although they could try. What do you think about changing it till 8, Jimmy? Would that work better for you?
Whatever you want to do, that's fine. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something. Many years ago, the late Gene Duncan, W9GD, had the Salvation Army Saturn, and every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. on the 14661 repeater. Back in the 80s, he had quite a few check-ins, and the last few years that he ran, he only had about 3 or 4 or 5 check-ins, and I always made sure to check in every Thursday night. I was even a backup net control operator for him either. If you want to start at 8 o'clock, go ahead. I would make the announcement this coming next Thursday. I would please have the net at 7 o'clock. Then make the announcement then that you're considering moving the net to 8 o'clock because there are no other nets on the air in this area at 8 p.m. on Thursday nights.
Glad to know that. I don't really check that too much, so I didn't know that status of that. So, yeah, it'd probably be good to announce it in a few weeks. Maybe starting in July, we do 8 o'clock, whatever the 6th of July or something like that. So if anyone wants to mark that down, I'll make an announcement about it up until, you know, that Friday before on this net. So let's go ahead and just try that, changing the Thursday night simplex net until 8 p.m. starting Thursday, July 6th. I think that's Thursday, July 6th. So it's going to be, not to confuse anybody here, but it's going to be 7 o'clock Thursday nights on 146.400 until July 6th. And then after that, on July 6th, it's going to move to 8 p.m. So hopefully not to confuse anybody, but I'll make some announcements about that between now and then. So thanks for the help, Jimmy. I appreciate your expertise on this kind of thing.
Yeah, you're welcome, Chad. Well, yeah, the July 6th is Thursday because the 4th is on Tuesday.
That's what I thought, because I'm going to put in my day off for that day, take up that week, at least till Wednesday. But, yeah, I'm kind of tired tonight, so I'm not really, don't have my calendar in front of me, so. Yeah, I thought I was right, but thanks for confirming that.
You're welcome, because see, the first, let's see, the first is on, let's see, I want to think, well now, field, let's see, field day is on the 24th and 25th. The first, Saturday and Sunday. The next week, the next Saturday is July 1st. Sunday is the 2nd, Monday is the 3rd, Tuesday the 4th, Wednesday the 5th, and Thursday the 6th.
Roger that. That makes sense now that I think about it. But yeah, roger that.
Okay, Chad. Hey, thanks. Hey, oh, Erica, that's right. Is she gonna check in, or do you want me to put her down?
She'll check in. Let me sign here quick. The W9AXD.
Okay, we'll stand by her. K9GCR.
Hey, Jimmy, it's KD9VBX right here. The other half. Have a great Friday. We're pooped. We're sick of digging holes in dry soil and moving dry soil. So, we'll talk to you next time. Sunday, I guess, if you call into the Greene County net. Take care. 73s. KD9VBX.
Okay, Erica, sounds good. Yeah, there will be a net this coming Sunday. There was no net this past Sunday because of the holiday. Record high temperature in Rockford was 98 degrees in 1934. And in 1956 it was 41 degrees. Oh, it got up to 90 degrees. Hooray! Just watching the weather on the channel 39. You got the 9 o'clock news on. Erica, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. Okay, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Hey, Jimmy, I got a quick question for you, if I can. W9AXD.
Yeah, go ahead.
Still have, I may have cut myself off. Do you still have a swap net portion on this net, or do I come in too late? Because Erica checks into the Pink Hamsters net in Milwaukee at 8 o'clock on Friday. So do I miss that section, or do we don't do that anymore?
We did have a swap net segment, but technically nobody brought up any traffic. But hey, if you have traffic, let me get my sheet of paper out. If you have, it don't matter to me. The Friday Night Fun Net is not a formal net, so we can do anything we please. So let me get out my papers, and then you got swap net traffic. Go ahead.
I have to go through my stuff and kind of see what I want to sell and kind of put a price on it. So I guess I'm not completely ready to do that tonight. I am thinking about selling, I guess for food for thought maybe here. I have it's about 7 years old. It's a Kenwood THD Delta 74 D-Star Kenwood radio. Am kind of pondering selling that, but not quite sure yet. So I guess keep that in the back of everyone's mind that it might be up for sale here shortly, but I don't know yet. That's all I had tonight, Jimmy. I want to go through my stuff and make sure I have everything that's going with the equipment and make sure I know it works before I list anything.
Okay, so sounds good, Chad. You can advertise that the next time you check in, like next week or something like that. That's that's fine. That's fine.
I got a few things. I got more radios than I can shake a stick at, or maybe a maple tree in the backyard. But I have to go through and, like I say, figure that all out. I guess I will list one thing if you have your pencil ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got one item I know I can list. It's an old Cantronics cam. It's not the Plus. It's the old beige color one from the late 1980s, early 90s. It doesn't have a backup battery for the clock and stuff, but it does. If you shut it off, turn it back on, all you'll lose is the time and date. All your messages will remain in there. But it works good other than not having a battery backup. That version didn't come with one. But there's a conversion that you can do to that to add one. And that's a version, I think it's 5.0, 5.1. So it was, like I say, the CAM TNC, almost TNC from the late 90s, or late 80s, or early 90s. Doesn't have any power cable, any other kind of cables to it. So I'd say $50 for that, and I'd ship it for that too.
Okay, now is that a radio? Now I'm not familiar with that name at all. I've never heard of it. Is that a radio?
No, Cantronics, Jimmy, is a packet TNC. I should have mentioned that. It's a packet TNC terminal node controller for packet, RTTY, kind of those kind of digital modes.
Okay, I'm trying to write this stuff down here, and I'm not a fast writer, sir. So okay, you're asking $50. Okay, now where can you be reached?
Yeah, I'll give you my phone number. 608 754 8671. I'll say it again. Figures 608 754 8671. Again, there's no cables to the radio cable or a computer cable or any power cord. But that's easy to make one or find one. That's why it's $50. And it can be somewhat negotiable, but I think $50 is pretty good. So I'll copy, Jimmy.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Your signal is clear as a bell, Chad. It's been that way throughout the net, no problem whatsoever. All right, now I'm going to put this out. Anybody listening, W9AXD Chad and Jason has a Cantronics remote controller. It has a backup battery for the clock. He's asking $50. You can contact him at area code 608-754-8671. Area code 608-754-8671. Does anybody have any questions concerning this piece of equipment for sale?
It's a packet controller, Jimmy. and it does not have a battery backup for the time and date, but it can be modified for that. It does not have a battery backup for the time and date, and it is a packet radio modem, let's just say. So anyway, go ahead if anyone has any questions.
Okay, does anybody have any questions concerning this piece of equipment for sale? Okay, Chad, hope your phone rings off the hook. That's what the late great Russ Love, N9LX, says. When we founder of the Stevenson County Repeater Association, Wednesday evening slot net, used to say when he was net control. So, okay, I gotta move on, Chad. But thanks for checking in and mentioning your stuff that you got for sale. Thank you for checking in.
Jimmy, you bet, buddy. Anytime. So I'll be clear. I think I'm going to go to bed here anyway. So everyone have a good night. 7-3's Jimmy and everyone else. W9AXD.
You're welcome, Chad. 7-3. Have a good evening. This is the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. This is K9GCR. We have 8 more stations wanting to check in this time. Please go now. Okay, now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to read some questions from the general Q&A. Haven't had these questions for a while. Oh, that sounds like a dead giveaway. I'm not going to read that one. We'll find another one. Okay. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the LUF? A, they are bent back to Earth. B, they pass through the ionosphere. C, they are completely absorbed by the ionosphere. D, they are bent and trapped in the ionosphere to circle Earth. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the LUF? A, they are bent back to Earth. B, they pass through the ionosphere. C, they are completely absorbed by the ionosphere. D, they are bent and trapped in the ionosphere to circle Earth. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the LUF? Correct answer is C, Charlie. They are completely absorbed by the ionosphere. The lowest usable frequency, or LUF, is the frequency below which ionospheric absorption attenuates the radio signals to below the atmospheric noise levels. Since absorption increases with decreasing frequency, signals and frequencies below the LUF cannot be received via skywave communications. General guidelines in manual page 8-10. Which of the following can be determined with a directional watt meter? A, standing wave ratio. B, antenna front to back ratio. C, RF interference. D, radio wave propagation. Which of the following can be determined with a directional watt meter? A, standing wave ratio. B, antenna front to back ratio. C, RF interference. D, radio wave propagation. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. Which of the following can be determined with a directional watt meter? The correct answer is A alpha, standing wave ratio. SWR can be calculated from forward and reflected power measurements made during a directional watt meter. SWR is then calculated. I'm not going to read that. That's a math thing. We'll just skip that one. All right. I'm going to read a couple more questions from the extra Q&A. Then as a special treat, a surprise, I'm going to read a couple of questions from the old novice class question pool. All right, let's see. One moment, please. All right, where we go here? By how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? A, by approximately 15% of the distance. B, by approximately twice the distance. C, by approximately 50% of the distance. D, by approximately 4 times the distance. By how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? A, by approximately 15% of the distance. B, by approximately twice the distance. C, by approximately 50% of the distance. D, by approximately 4 times the distance. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, by how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? Correct answer is A alpha, by approximately 15% of the distance. Okay. Okay, the next few questions I'm going to read is from the old novice question pool. One moment, please. This book I have is, I picked it up at the swap meet social. It's Now You're Talking. All you need to get your first ham radio license. It was published by ARRL for Radio Shack. That was when Radio Shack was in its heyday, folks. This book was published in 1993. They still have some of the old questions. They have a chapter devoted entirely to CW, and they even have some questions from the novice element 2 question pool with answers. Okay, hold on here. I gotta find the right question. Oh boy, I'll find it here. One moment, please. I think I read this question last week. All right. On what HF frequencies may novice control operators use single sideband? A, 3700 to 3750 kilohertz. B, 7100 to 7150 kilohertz. C, 2100 to 21200 kilohertz, 28300 to 28500 kilohertz. On what HF frequencies may novice control operators use single sideband or SSB phone? A, 3700 to 3750 kilohertz. B, 7100 to 7150 kilohertz. C, 2100 to 21200 kilohertz. D, 28300 to 28500 kilohertz. Anybody have the correct? Those of you who worked the old novice class, anybody of you have the correct answer to this question? On 1 HF frequencies, may novice control operators use single sideband SSB phone? The correct answer is D Delta 28.300 to 28.500 kilohertz. Alright. Just a minute here. Let me find another one. Okay. On which band or bands may a novice station use up to 200 watts PEP output power? A. 80, 40, 15, and 10 meters. B. 80, 40, 20, and 10 meters. C. 1.25 meters. D. 23 centimeters. On which band or bands may a novice station use up to 200 watts PEP output power? A. 80, 40, 15, and 10 meters. B. 80, 40, 20, and 10 meters. C. 1.25 meters. D. 23 centimeters. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. On which band or bands may a novice station use up to 200 watts PEP output power? The correct answer is A alpha, 80, 40, 15, and 10 meters. Well, folks, that's going to do it for Friday Night Fun Net Trivia this week. We'll do this again next week. At this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 22 minutes at 10 p.m., the night watch net will take place. That net runs on 443.7 to 50, the repeater in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset. If you cannot get into the repeater, they do have EchoLink capability. Last night, that net ran beautiful. I was able to pick up the net. Unfortunately, I was not able to get in except for the time that I was able to get in throughout my call. But that net runs 7 nights a week. It starts at 10 p.m. If you're not doing anything after this net's over, do check out that night watch net. And don't forget, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., more than likely on this repeater, we will have the Saturday evening the rag shoe net. I will be in net control for that net tomorrow evening. We usually go around a few times. The net control usually has a suggestive topic. You want to talk about that? That's fine. If not, you're welcome to bring up something else. We go around about 2 or 3 or 4 times, and we bring up different stuff. That's what it's all about, rag chewing. Again, Saturday evening rag chew net will meet tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., more than likely on this repeater with yours truly as net control. If you are able to pick up the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee with a PL of 127.3 minus offset, there is a Saturday night fun net which takes place. That net is a lot more structured than this one. You got to check in certain ways, and some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net. So, okay. Monday evenings, no. Why are we going past Sunday? Sunday evenings at 7:30. Oh, now wait just a minute. Let's see. Sunday, June 4th, at 4:30 p.m. We were able to pick up 3.905 megahertz on the 80-meter band. The Illinois statewide areas net is held. That is held on the first and third Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. Now, this coming Sunday, they usually start with District 2. This is our region. Who is it? Yeah, Lloyd, KB9APW. Lloyd Sherman, KB9APW is net control of IEMA Region 2. You'll call stations like in Stark, Stevenson, or whatever, Boone, Winnebago, or Whiteside, or whatever. It goes by a different sequence of check-ins. But those of you who are able to pick up the 80-meter band, Illinois statewide areas net will be held this coming Sunday, June 4th at 4:30 p.m. Sometimes I can hear that net, sometimes I can't. I know I can't check into that net. So, okay. Again, that net is held on the first and third Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. Okay, now, the Greene County Greene County Areas Racing Net meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 123.0 minus offset. There was no net there was no net last Sunday because of Memorial Day holiday. Scott K9YI is net control. He checked this net earlier this evening. It's a combination of Aries Races and Ragtune net, if you know what I mean. Let's see. The Whiteside County Aries group holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with a PL 114.8 minus offset. Should not have any problem getting that repeater. The repeater is on about 300 feet in the air. The antenna for that repeater is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Cup net meet in Belvedere holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. Okay, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. If not on well, more than likely on the 146.610 repeater in Rockford. The Monday night rah-rah info net is held. I think I will be in net control this coming Monday. The Lee County, at the end of that net there, Larry, K9KCT, has a code practice. Okay. Then the Lee County Aries group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon. PL 82.5 minus offset. Then the Kishwaukee Amps Radio Cup net holds its hold their Monday evening net on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb. PL 100.0 minus offset. That net meets at 8:30 p.m. Tuesday evenings, we got two nets there. We got the Tuesday evening Health and Tech net, which is held on the 146.610 repeater in Rockford with Larry. H9GO is your net control operator. At the same time that net meets, the Rock County Aries Races net also meets on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville with a PL of 123.0 minus offset. Okay, now the guys down in Ogle County just recently started a brand new net. It's the Ogle County Amps Radio net. That net meets Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon, PL 146.2 plus offset. If they have time, they'll conduct a simplex net on 146.595. After they get done with that simplex net, they'll go back to 147.165 for the 9 o'clock Ogle County Aries Racing amateur radio net for Aries Skywarn. I also forgot to mention at the end of the Tuesday evening Health and Tech Net on 6-1 repeater, Larry K9KCT does another CW practice session. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport, the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. I do the weekly Steamson County Aries net. And at 7:30 p.m., the Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds this Wednesday evening net on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset. And at 8 p.m. here in Freeport, on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties as net control operator. That net runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. Mel brings us amateur radio news lines, 15 minutes independent news broadcast, and whole entire day amateur radio. And Thursday evenings, on this repeater at 7 p.m., Ricky, WX9RLG, brings us the Northern Illinois Skywarn and training net. Immediately following that net, I will do the Thursday evening health and tech net. And immediately following that health and tech net, Larry K9KGT has another CW session. There was no cold practice last night because Larry decided to go out to a supper. Okay, now on HF, you got the senile net. That net is conducted on the 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck. WD9BB is your net control operator. Okay, you're all up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local repeaters. Now, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do my honorary check-ins. Let's see. You know what? K9, KZT, HC honorary check-in. Okay. That's Larry. All right, now. N9ARB. Tony, REC here in Steamson County, HC honorary check-in. If you want to attend the VE testing session tomorrow here in Freeport, contact him. And this better have Tracy, N9EAB, HC honorary check-in. Okay. And we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. A9, Silver Fox, Scott, HC honorary check-in. We got to get him back on the air. That's all there is to it. Anybody wants to give me a phone call, you know what it is. I'll tell you how you always get a hold of Scott and ask him if he has got what we would like to have in his company. What we would like to do is maybe move his equipment so that he would have easy reach into his ham radio equipment. We got to get him back on the air. That's all there is to it. Justin, K9FEO, HC honorary check-in. Well, Richard in N9CO checked in the net earlier tonight, so we don't have to put him down as a non-area check-in. So, okay, now, let's see. AC9, JZ, Mike, AC honorary check-in. Okay. KD9LOA, Brandon, HC honorary check-in. Brandon and Lena. KD9 OVJ, John McConnell, HC honorary check-in. Tonight he's at 11's ambulance in the Lena. He's working his shift. Hopefully he's having a quiet night. N9 ELB, Dave, here in Freeport, HC honorary check-in. By the way, Dave has his Wires X node up and running again. It's on 145.645. He got going on Wednesday. It's probably not on the air now. He only turns it on early in the morning, and he turns it off around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. But I did make a contact with the station in Lexington, Kentucky on Wednesday. As soon as he found out where I was located, he said, "Oh, you're in the free part of Illinois." I said, "Yeah." Oh, the moon's full. Channel 39 is showing the downtown Rockford looking to the east-southeast. They got almost a full moon. Okay. As I was saying, Dave, N9DLB has his Wires X mode. It's on EchoLink. Those of you who use that capability, it's on 145.645. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and check in Kurt. KD9N. HC honorary check-in and the Dean. K9FLO. I'll bet you Dean's got something going tonight that he probably forgot about. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, so far the count stands at 36 check-ins overall. Do we have any more stations like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, Mike, go ahead. Okay, Mike, thanks. Yeah, only time I ever hear him on the radio, sometimes he talks on 145.110 Monroe Repeater. He talks to Scott on several days. He checks into the Green County Aries Racing Net. Okay, he's already checked in, Mike, thanks. This is K9 GCR to Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I put down Larry, KD9HKX. So, okay, he's already checked in, so count stands at 38 check-ins. Okay. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Mike, K9MED is live streaming this net on the internet. If you want to, those of you who are just tuning in missed a good portion of that, Larry will have this thing posted and after we sign off here. So you can listen to this net, you can listen to past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. So I think I'm going to turn the Friday Night Fun Net on and listen to that, maybe that'll put me to sleep. It's Friday night every night of the week with the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Well, you Friday Night Fun Net all day every day or all night every night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including Sundays and holidays. So okay. Okay. Then now we had one station checking on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, but he was able to check it on the radio. But so you heard that phone ring earlier tonight. That was a real telephone ring, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. That's the you've seen pictures of the Friday Night Fun Net hotline on the Facebook page. It's the traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. Okay. Okay, I want to thank Dan N9DCH and the 195 group for allowing us to use this repair of the Friday Night Fun Net. Hopefully someday we'll be able to get back on 6-1. We'll see what happens. Of course, Eric N9MCS always says we can use this repair too. We'll see what happens. We would like to use it. Okay, I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, Net Control, K9RGG, Norman Orfordville. Had to get up early tomorrow morning, got an event going on in Rock County. It's my one and only early bird check-in. Now these are the stations that have checked in so far. W9JTC, K9YI, A9VU, H9NW, K9ICH, N9SBJ, N9YHW, K9CFL, K9QPL, N9EGF, KD9YBG, W3MBX, K9MED. Mike was live streaming this net on the internet and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Chris, N9OEG, Chris in South Beloit. K9MAP, Kerry in Rockford. The Duke of Digital DX, N9CO Richard. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. But he checked in tonight. W9KLG, Kevin, K9GOL, KD9EPZ, WX9RLT, K9DDF, John Elgin. He called me on the phone, but he later checked on the radio. WI9HF Chad, KD9VDX, Erica is better half. These are my honorary check-ins. K9KGT, K9ARB, N9CAB, K9SF, K9FEO, H9JZ, K9LOA, K9OBJ, N9DLB, K9NT, K9FLO, KF9SD, checking on the internet, and K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. A moment, please. Okay, we got a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's see, 24 on-air check-ins, 1 early bird check-in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 honorary check-ins, 1 internet check-ins. That leaves a grand total of 38 check-ins overall. Do we have any more stations who want to check in? Please call now. This is K9G Shower with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown, lockdown. At this very moment, Winnebago County Jail is going on in lockdown. Kerry, K9MED was telling me he listens to jail frequencies on his scanner. Every night at exactly this time, dispatch calls all the corrections officers, advise them lockdown, lockdown. Jailbirds are being put to bed for the night. Nighty-night, lights out. Good night, jailbirds. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Do we have any more stations while checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Here's what we're looking for. The answer is code. 1. The answer is considerate. You never know you use the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The answer is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, the American Radio Relay League, through which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science. Is well-built and efficient. His offspring practices above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly, slow and patient, sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance and cooperation and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. And number 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony K9RFD always says, something to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. The only HF contest I know of is going on this weekend. I think something to do with the honoring the battleship USS New Jersey. That's the only contest I'm aware that's going to take place this weekend. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations while checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Does anybody have any further comments, questions, input, or any traffic you'd like to pass along for the net? This is K9G Shower, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, waitresses, or your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, pubs, or taverns. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank cashier when you go cash a check or something. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure to tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests or ministers or rabbis or mullahs or ayatollahs or your moms. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday night fun. More chickens are better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dope-heads, potheads, telemarketers. You sit in the clubhouse, take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played. We don't take your check-ins. If you don't bag the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's as simple as that. Okay, I guess everybody has checked in who's going to check in. This is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net premiere in the region with ground traffic. Please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, there being no further business, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. Just a minute. This does not conclude the net. You know what? I didn't read that announcement about the Starved Rock Ham Fest. I gotta find that. One moment, please. Good thing I happened to think about that. I was not going to let this net close without me mentioning about the Ham Fest. One moment, please. All right, here we go. Ham radio and electronic flea market. Just a minute. Hold on. No, skip that. I'm reading the wrong Ham Fest. Let me find it here. Oh boy, here we go. I found it. Hooray. Hamfest information. Starved Rock Radio Club. American Radio Relay League sanctioned Hamfest 2023. Formerly Princeton Hamfest. The ham radio, RC models, the computer, and all the hobbies. Flea market 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. You better get to the flea market by 11 o'clock because they'll probably start packing everything up at noon. Amateur radio and hobbyists and collectors to show. Sunday, June 4th, 2023. Indoor at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, it's sponsored by Mendota Tri-County Fairgrounds. New location, the 503 First Avenue, Mendota, Illinois, 61342. ARRLV testing, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Gold kit judging, the score sheet at the W9AXD.org, 11 a.m. Grand prize cash drawing at 1 p.m. Tickets $8 advance, 2 subs for $10 at gate, 2 subs. All advance orders must be received by May 20. Well, you can skip that one. Grand prize winners and be not be present to win. Large indoor exhibit buildings, indoor setup, Saturday 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Tables $10 advance or at the gate with free electricity. Free outdoor flea market tailgating area 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. On-site camping, electricity available, fee by fare board. Hourly door prize drawings. All right. For advanced, I think we can skip that one. I-39 to exit 72, U.S. Route 34, west to First Avenue, south, left to Fairgrounds on left. GPS N41 54550 to DDW. I'm not reading that one. Where's the calling frequency? Talk in by SRRC repeater, W9AXD W9MED 147120 plus 3.5 PL, simplex 146.520. Breakfast and lunch on site by caterer. Bet you'll be a lot of brats there. Jimmy will be happy about that. I can't even read. To keep ticket prices down, do not dispose of unwanted equipment on the fairgrounds. If it doesn't sell or you can't give it away, take it home. There's the coupon to mail for your tickets and what have you. That's about all the information about the Starbrook Ham Fest. Hopefully they'll be successful. I'm sure they will be. Now, this is the last call for any station who want to check in the Friday night fun day for anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9 GCR. Last call for Ratchetjaw. I said this before, but I wasn't going to let this net go down without reading about Starbrook Ham Fest. There will be no further business. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, June 2nd, 2023, the first Friday Night Fun Net of June. I'm now going to close down this net and return the repeater to frequency normal amp radio use at 10:13 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 3 hours, 10 minutes Zulu time with a total of 38 seconds overall. Have fun at this Starbrook Ham Fest, everybody. 7-3s, everybody. This is K9 GCR wishing you all a very pleasant good night. This net is now closed. KD9MED, K9MED, K9 GCR. Go ahead and post it, my guy, a 2 hour 13-minute net and an unofficial count of 38 check-ins. Mike, talk to you next Friday night, if not before. This is K9 GCR, I'll be clear, 7-3.